Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's Lori Bradley. I'm Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in St. Louis, Missouri, and I am excited to show you today's projects. It is Lunch with Lori, our online class that we do weekly, and we are going to do Halloween today. I'm going to show you a few samples. This is what my card club did last night. We had a little stamp camp. So this is the Spooky Sweet that we are using today, and I am offering a to-go version of my stamp camp for $56, and that's in the United States, and it ships direct to you. I will send everything to you. It includes half a pack of designer series paper, a package of foam stars, and a package of Petunia Pop ribbon, along with a couple of other pieces of cardstock and things to make your cards. I'm not going to show you all the projects today, or I might show them to you. We're not going to make all of them, but hopefully you will like them. One of the things is the treat bags, and I'm super excited about those, and I'll tell you why, because we're going to talk more about those probably next week. But the Spooky Halloween suite it's super cute. It's super cute. Last night the ladies were like, oh, it's so cute. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to that. So that'll be exciting. We will make some Halloween cards. I wanted to announce that Susan Griffey, sorry, I just couldn't talk. Susan Griffey is the winner of last week's Fun Fold for posting her pictures. So if I post some projects and there's an option, if I give you the option to post your projects, all you have to do is take a picture of the cards that you made, post them on the post, and you could be a winner of a free Fun Fold class for the next month. So Susan Griffey, you are the winner. Let's see, anything else? There are the brand new in colors are the 2025 to 27 are on sale. Anything that has Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, Strawberry Slush, Secret Sea, or Cloud Cover, I think I got them all. Anything that includes those is on sale. So they're 15% off. So if you buy a package of designer series paper that has Cloud Cover in, guess what? It's on sale, which is amazing. So let's get going. Let's make some Halloween projects. I will show you the suite that we used. And oh my goodness, everybody, I just clipped my phone onto my holder and I called emergency services. I hope that 911 does not show up at my house because that was totally an accident. Okay. I was like, why is this so loud? Okay, there we go. Now I don't have my button pushed. We got to turn it around though. Sorry for that. That was a little bit crazy. All right, so if my phone rings and emergency services is called, then we will know that I did something wrong. All right, so the bundle, we'll go back to the bundle here. We've got the Spooky Halloween bundle, and this is the designer series paper. There's 2 of each sheet in the package, but you, if you do my stamp camp, you only get 1. But look at these. These are cute little pop-outs that you can use for your projects. You don't have to stamp a thing. You just pop them out and you use them. The hippo is adorable. We're gonna make a card with the hippo, and I'm gonna show you a card with the little princess bear because it's so cute. And then we're gonna use a couple of the other ones. So that makes it so easy to just whip out a card or a project. As does this sheet of the designer series paper. You can cut it into sections and you can actually use it as a card front. We're gonna use this piece right here in just a minute, and I'm gonna show you how to cut that. And then we're gonna use some of the cute tags. The tags are easy to use. You can just cut it with your trimmer. I had somebody last night who wanted to use her scissors, but they're actually just a faint little line, and you can cut your tags apart, and you can have all of those. Oh, I didn't show you the back side. The back sides are kind of a little more neutrally. This one's a gray. This one's Petunia Pop. Not neutral as in color, but neutral as in pattern. Candy, which is always super cute, which matches the little candy corn pop-outs, the suckers and all the colors. This one's black and orange. And then this one is windows, like spooky windows, and the little patterns with the ghosts and the black cats. And then just a white, orange and white, which can be used for any occasion if you switch the switch the meaning of what you're using it for. And then look at these cute little guys, cute little sketched animals, flamingo, a pig. This cute little pig with the mask. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. And then orange with black polka dots. So the backs could be used for other things, but we are going to use, I only need to use one of these sheets. We're gonna start with a super easy card. I'm gonna put my paper on here. If you're just joining me, you missed that I almost accidentally called emergency services, and we're waiting on, 911 to call to show up at my house. So anyway, I'm going to cut this. Oh, that's like some excitement. I'm gonna keep this part whole. This could be great on a scrapbook page, across the bottom of a page. But we're going to use these, and you just slide it into your trimmer on the track where our blade would go, and we're gonna go right along there. So we have, I got it a little bit off. So I'm gonna trim those. And we'll have 3 card fronts here when I get this done. Three different scenes. This one would be cute with the little hippo on the front of it, but I'm gonna go with the front porch. Trim that off there. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna put these aside. Now I have, ready to make my Halloween card. Isn't that cute? Just the front door for Halloween. I'm going to simply glue that onto a black panel. And you'll notice I have a square die cut from that, and I did that to save space. Sometimes I do that so that way I'm not using a whole other sheet of paper. You're not going to be able to see that square in the middle once I place it on there. So why not take advantage of that? So sometimes you'll get a project from me in the mail that has a square cut out or a circle cut out, and you wonder what in the world, and that is why. All right, so we have our front. Make sure I do it from this side because I realized I put glue in the middle. All right, then we're gonna put that on our card front or on our card base. And we will have this card done in 5 minutes because it's so easy. They make it so easy with the pieces. All right, use regular adhesive for this one. All right, so now we can decorate, and I'm going to use this adorable little hippo. I've already pushed him out, so it's plain on the back. I'm gonna put dimensionals on the back of that, pop him up, and he's gonna be the star of the show. I think we're just gonna, there's an extra dimensional on the back of that guy. I'm not sure where that came from. All right. One more dimensional, I think will do it. Super simple. You could whip out 3 of these in just a little bit of time. Okay, and I'm gonna stand him right on the sidewalk. He has just trick-or-treated at this house, and he's got a bag full of candy. Now let's decorate the inside just a little bit. And I'm going to, you know what? I didn't use this one last night. We're gonna say, don't worry, eat sweets, because this hippo definitely looks like he's eating some sweets. Whoop! Knocked my stamp over. And I've got a white panel to put on the inside. It's 4 by 5 1/4. I'm just gonna stamp that at the top. There we go. Now I want to decorate the inside just a little bit. And so I popped out some candy corn. I think that's kind of perfect for this, this guy and his trick-or-treating. And then the other option, maybe I'll do both. Let's put the candy corn on this side. So we've got our candy corn in the corner here. And then I'm gonna stamp this little bitty jack-o'-lantern. This looks like the jack-o'-lantern treat bags, Halloween treat bags that we had when I was a kid. Did everybody have one of these that was orange and had a black plastic handle, and everybody had the exact same one? So different in 1970 whatever than it is right now, right? All right, then I'm gonna take my orange Stampin' Blend. I'm just gonna color it a solid orange, I think. I'm not gonna shade it so much right now. I'm just gonna make it orange because it's a jack-o'-lantern. Super simple. Okay, then we'll put that on the inside. And then we're gonna need one final, there we go. Now we need one final touch. We're gonna put some stars, and these stars are the Shimmer Star Foam stickers. And they're shiny and they're puffy. They're kind of puffy and soft. So I'm just gonna do a couple of white ones right on the front, up here with the white decorations that we have. Little swoopies and banners. There's 3 different sizes, small, medium, and large of each color: white, Petunia Pop, and black. And you can mix and match those and put those wherever you'd like. And there we have it. We've got some stars. We've got a hippo who's super cute. And we will move on to our next project. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna do a couple of tags for you. We made some tags last night, and they're also super simple. I did do one piece ahead just so I knew I could do it. But the tags are on their own page, and there's several per page. There's the green, the granny apple green with the black candy. There's the gray and black tag, and then the orange that has the cutish little skeleton at the bottom. For this one, I'm going to use a green one. So you would just put these into your trimmer. I think I'm off the hook. 911 has not shown up at my door. The police station is about a 2-minute drive, so I think we're safe. The police are not coming. The ambulance is right around the corner also, so I think we're good. So thank goodness for that. Okay, so I've got the green. I'm gonna go ahead and cut one of the gray ones as well, because we're gonna make a gray one. Just put that right in the track so that it cuts it like that. And then one other piece that I'm going to cut for our gray one, let's do that one first, is one of the other pieces on here is banners, these cute banners that you could use on a card front or as decoration. I'm going to use one of the black ones. Like that. I'm gonna cut that. And I'm gonna use that as a little bit of a focal point on my tag. I'm going to not cut it yet. I'm gonna leave it just like this. And then I popped out the little jar that looks like, you know, the poison jar, and then the spider that goes on the front. I'm gonna put those together. Now this particular suite, actually, for some of the cards is perfect with the black dimensionals. For this one, I'm gonna use the white because that particular part of the project is white. But I'll show you in a minute the black dimensionals because on our third project, because it is pretty cool, because then you don't see them. All right, and since it's a tag, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pop up this side too, top and bottom. It's gonna be all layered. All right. Whoop. Okay, now I've got my tag, and I'm going to glue this onto our tag, just maybe right about there. And I'm I'm gonna put my glue on my tag so I get it all in the right spot and I don't have glue everywhere, because you know that would happen to me. All right, so then our strip is glued. I'm gonna flip that over and I'm gonna trim it with my paper trimmers, or my paper snips, not my trimmer. This is an extra piece. You can use that on a different tag. We could have done it the other direction and had the little flag, but I wanted to keep it just with the little stripe for now. We could have done a purple one too, I guess. So many options. There's so many tags, and there is some great things. Hi, Terry. Thanks for joining me today. I hope that you like Halloween. We're making some Halloween cards and a couple of projects with a spooky, sweet Halloween suite. All right, so I'm going to cut the tag. I'm just going to cut it along those lines. There's no right or wrong, and I'm pretty sure if somebody got a bag of treats, they wouldn't know measure. And then I'm going to put this on the front. These are so simple because they did all the work for me, right? And then I didn't want that white line to show, so I'm just gonna kind of cover that up a little bit. And then there's a 3-pack of punches. There's one that's like this. It's kind of a slit with a little hump. And then there's a full slit. And then there's another one that I didn't pull out, but I'm gonna use this one. And I'm just gonna punch a hole, and I should have done this before I put my thing together, I think. We got it. All right, then I'm going to feed my Petunia Pop ribbon through. And you guys, this ribbon is so pretty. It's iridescent and it shines, and it's the best Petunia Pop ribbon I've got. It's the only one I've got, actually. And I'm not gonna put it on a bag today. I'm just gonna make the tag because I'm not sure what Halloween treat I'm going to do this year. But I will show you the bags in just a second. Cut that off, and I'm just gonna tie it. Tie it in a bow. Actually, I'm not gonna tie the bow. I'm just gonna tie it in a knot right now, and that way I can tie it onto my treat bag, and I can always add a bow later. But when I looked at that at first, I was like, oh, it's cute, but it needs a little oomph, right? We gotta zhuzh it up a little bit. And so I'm gonna put some black stars on this one. I'm just gonna put, let's put the big one on that so it stands out. And then we'll put the 2 little ones, or smaller ones, right up there. And you have a cute tag for a little treat bag. So there's one. That's one of the tags you will make in my stamp camp. And then I'm going to take a green, not garden green, granny apple green. And my friends who give me a hard time would say there's no old olive in this, but I don't have any old olive in today's projects, ladies. So sorry about that. But I did go ahead and stamp and die cut the little trick-or-treat cat. Isn't she cute? And I know it's a girl because she's wearing a little tutu. And I got it a little off, so the white lines around the edge are a little bit making me crazy, but it is what it is today, okay? And it's Halloween, they'll just think it's spookier that way. All right, and then she also has a broom, and I stamped and die cut and colored that, so you didn't have to wait for me to do that. And then I have just a little scrap of white. I think this is 5/8 by 2. And I'm just gonna stamp spooky on there because, you know, she's not really spooky, so I don't think anybody will be scared, but here we go. Let's see. All right, so we've got spooky, and that is gonna be a little bit random on our project. Let's see. Let's put dimensional. I like dimensionals on tags. I think it just gives a little bit of an extra layer, and so it looks not quite as plain. Does that make sense? So I'm gonna pop that guy up. I'm gonna put it right here on my tag. But I don't want it to be straight. I want her to be a little bit fun. Now, she's gonna hold the broom. And I'm gonna put it on her hand, but I need the bottom to be popped up as well. So I'm gonna put a tiny drop of liquid glue right on her hand so she holds the broom, just like that. And then, I keep moving my paper, I'm gonna cut a small, tiny piece of dimensional to put on the bottom of the broom. I could use a mini one, I guess, but I don't have any mini ones here on the desk right this minute. I probably didn't cut this small enough. Oh, there we go. All right, so I've got a dimensional on the bottom, and that will make it the same height as our cat. And then she's gonna hold the broom, just like that. I can turn her a little bit. Ta-da. Then we're gonna take our spooky word, and I'm gonna kind of put it behind her head a little bit. Actually, you know what? I think I wanted that over a little more. You can change your mind, except I can't flip this one over because it's gonna stick off. So luckily I have another one here. Sometimes I make decisions on the fly and it doesn't always pan out for me, so we'll just keep going. All right, we're gonna go to the right just a little bit with our spooky. Okay, there, that'll make me a little happier, I think. And then I'm gonna put glue on the, make sure it's on the part that's going to be on my tag. I'm gonna put some liquid glue right there. I just used this. All right, has anyone watching made Halloween cards yet? Are you Halloween card makers? I just got my new order with designer series paper and some of the new things from the September to December mini catalog. Oh my goodness, there is so many good things. I probably could have spent $1 million, but we're not gonna tell my husband that. I didn't spend $1 million, but man, I was close. I have, oh, if you don't wanna spend $1 million, I am, like I'm gonna punch the hole in the top like I did the last one and just thread another piece of that Petunia Pop ribbon through. Just eyeball it, center it in your middle, and then run your ribbon through. I am offering, along with my friend Sue Phillip of Sue's Paper Creations in Canada. We have been friends for quite a while, and we are offering a paper share. We both do paper shares separately, and this year we decided my people who watch from Canada can order from her, and her people who watch from the United States can order from me. And it's a lot of fun. We're gonna have so many, you get 1/4 package of all of the new designer series papers in the mini catalog and the online exclusives that will release in September, which is super exciting. And then if you get all the ribbon and all the paper, and you'll get gold shaker stars, you will get an extra package of traditional sequins. I have those, I don't have them out here. Traditional sequins, and you will get card bases and a sampling of some 6x6 two-tone cardstock. So it's quite a deal. To be shipped in the United States is $107. In Canada, I believe it's 120 Canadian dollars. I'm pretty sure. I will post the link for my version and Sue's version. So if you're in the United States, you would order from me, and in Canada, you would order from Sue. All right, so that's the next sidebar of, crazy talk. All right, let's put some black stars on this one. No, let's do white. We haven't done any white stars yet. Oh, we just did white. What am I saying? We'll do black. Or purple. We haven't done purple. We're gonna put some purple stars on this guy. Ta-da! And they're cute. They're sequencey, they're foamy, and they're fun. All right, so there's the second project, 2 little tags. Now, we're gonna do another card. And I got this idea, and I believe it was Mary Dethridge. She's an American demonstrator, and mine's a slight different than hers, but the basic concept is from her. And I have all of my pieces cut, And can I tell you how cute these little bats are? Like, they are really cute. They've got little perforations in their wings, so you can actually, you know, bend it a little bit and it'll look like it's flying. But for this card, I have a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of cardstock. Just gonna fold that. All right, I'm gonna set this aside because we're going to build this on one of our pieces of lemon lolly. I have a lemon lolly panel that's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 because I just want a tiny little yellow border. It's gonna bring out the lights in our haunted house, okay? All right, so our first panel is 4 by 5 1/4, and it is just, it's gonna be our gray, stormy background. But you know what, before I even glue that on, I have die cut a stylish shaped circle that has the little stitching on the sides. I'm going to glue that onto this piece. I almost forgot that step because we want to make sure it stays in our border. I'm going to do just a little swoop of glue just so I don't put glue on this and then try to cut it off and it be all over my fingers, because you know, you all know that would happen for me. All right, we're gonna put the sun. This is gonna be our moon. This is gonna be our orange moon. And then you'll see it's got the piece sticking up. I'm gonna flip that over, take my paper snips and trim it right along that edge. Just like that. All right, so we have our moon. Now I can glue it onto our lemon lolly panel. Last night somebody forgot to do that when they were here, and we had to scoot the moon down underneath the haunted house, but it worked. We did it. All right, there's our background. It's a gray, cloudy night. Now we need our ground. So our hill, I cut this at the same width, so we're good. It's 2 1/2 by 4. And I'm going to tear this, so it's a spooky hill, right? Oh, when you tear paper, so you can see this white edge. So don't go back and forth. Don't switch directions, just go in one direction. So this piece won't have that white. The white will be on the background, okay? All right, normally I do this beforehand, but I'm gonna stamp the word, I think I'm gonna put spooky up here because this looks pretty spooky, right? Let's spooky this right up. Okay. Hopefully I can do this without being too crazy. There's 2 sides to every paper until you glue it down. Oh, I did it. Whew. All right. All right. I have the haunted house. The haunted house is also very cute, but I need something to make it look like lights. Okay. So I just got some lemon lolly scraps, and I'm gonna glue those on the back so you can just see it, make it look like the windows have a, you know, lights on in them. And I cut 2 sizes just because it was easier than trying to trim around the edge of our. All right, so I cut 2 pieces. And you could do this, however, if you would like to cut one yellow square and put behind it, you can absolutely do that. I just wanted to make sure I got it right. So my little strips actually hide behind the house. I did not punch out. Let's punch out some more of those windows. Let's get those windows out of there. I want all of our lights to shine. Okay. We're just gonna hide those pieces. I've got glue on there, so I have to be careful. I'm gonna leave that face down. All right, now, this is my mountain or my hill, so I'm going to attach that. It's gonna look like a haunted hill. Look at that candy paper, isn't that cute? Okay, so So we'll just glue that right at the bottom edge. There we go. And our haunted house is going to sit on the hill. But here's where the black dimensionals come in. Because this is black, I want to hide that. I want that to be hidden behind, because white ones would stand out like crazy. So I would say that this is the best invention, excuse me, best stamping invention that Stampin' Up! Has come out with in a while. They've been out for a while, but they were thinking when they did this one. Okay, and I'm gonna sit that guy kind of on the hill, like that. And I also die cut the fence, the spooky fence. When I cut it out, when I die cut it, I actually put adhesive sheet on the back, because putting glue on the back of this fence is would be a little bit tedious. So now I can just pull that right off. There is sticky on it. And I'm gonna make my fence a little bit crooked out front. So there's enough adhesive that will stick, and then my fence will stick up at the top a little bit because I didn't put the adhesive sheet on that, and that's okay. Like, it's gonna look like it's, you know, rickety. All right, now let's go ahead and put this panel onto the front. Put that one flat, and it's pretty tight on size because like I said, I just wanted that small little border. And when I do cutting like that, I prefer that people don't have to cut 1/8 of an inch, because that gets people confused. All right, then we need a bat. We've got our bat. We're gonna put him in the sky. And one of the mini dimensionals is perfect for that because it fits right in his body, just like that. He's gonna be flying over the moon. And then we need some stars in our sky, right? So we're going to put some stars in our nighttime sky and make it shine just a little bit. How about that? Let's see. Let's try the big one. There we go. So there's our spooky haunted house. Now we need to put a little bit on the inside. Let's spook it up on the inside too, because you can't have just a black card. Nobody can see anything. All right. So I'm gonna do Happy Halloween. Just like that. And then let's do some bats, because we have a bat on the front. We should have a bat on the outside, right? Or on the inside, not the outside. I don't want them to be, you know, matchy-matchy, so there we go. Just adds a little bit of extra. The one thing I will mention, I die cut this bat. There are also bats on the punch out page like this, but these have a white edge, and I didn't want that white edge. I wanted that solid black bat just to be a silhouette. So that's why I didn't use the punch out. But if you were putting a bat on a white background, you could absolutely use those and it wouldn't make any difference. Ta-da! All right, so we have, should not put it on your fold. I went too high. The glare, there's a little bit of a glare in my window. Really. Sometimes you just need to trim for a second. There. Always keep your trimmer handy, just in case. There we go. Happy Halloween, spooky with our haunted house. We have our little hippo, who's not really little, our hippo, who's on the front. And then we made 2 tags today. All of these are projects that I'm doing for my stamp camp. I will include the information for that, but let me show you a sneak peek of the other cards that we didn't make today, but you would make and get a PDF for with written directions and pictures in the stamp camp. All right, so we have a little pocket card. This one is courtesy of Don Olszewski, and it's a little pocket, and the piece pulls out, says boo, and then on the inside you can stamp Happy Halloween. And then we have a fun fold. We have a super fun Z fold, which is also fun. And then this one is my favorite. And next week I'm gonna show you how to do this. We're gonna use the iridescent treat bags. And the treat bags, I have some right here. Let me find them. They're right here. Oh, I set them down. Okay, the treat bags. I had all of my stuff. Give me 1 second to debate myself here about where I put them. They're not on my desk. All right, well, shoot. All right, well, we'll pretend like I've got my treat bags here. I'm going to show you that this card front right here with the cute little princess bear is made with the iridescent treat bag. So that is one of our stamp camp projects as well. And you would get 5 treat bags, and I'll show you what to do with those. So next week I'm actually going to do a little video on treat bags are not just for treats. So I'll show you what to do with these. So anyway, these are most of the projects from today and my stamp camp. Like I said, I will post that information right there in the comments. I will post the information for this. Hi Terry, I did see that you signed up. I have not sent any invoices. I will send you an email later this afternoon with the information for that. Okay. So here are our projects. I have my paper share, product share. Actually, let me show you one of the papers really quick because I know it's right here. Okay. And I just knocked other paper in the floor. Actually, hold on. No, the paper is not here. I lied. I'll show you on a different video. Oh my goodness. I was not thinking that I should show that today. But treat bags. Believe it or not, I actually cleaned up my desk this morning. And that's where the problem lies, is I cleaned up. When you clean up and you put things away before you need them. Here's my treat bags. You can see they're iridescent. You can see the pinks, but if you put it with a different color, it's different. So I will show you what to do with those next week. And I will also next week show some of the papers that are included in the product share, because I don't even know where to start. Like, they are super fun. So fall is not always my favorite season, but the paper this time is so pretty. So anyway, product shares, Halloween stamp camp, lots of fun stuff going on. If you have any questions, let me know. And I will look forward to seeing you all back here next week. Have a great rest of your week and a good day.